Do you have a job or a business? I'd like to speak on this very important topic. Do you have a job or do you have a business? Quite a number of people today don't actually understand the difference between having a job and having a business. A job is that place you go every day. You work 8 to 5, at times 8 to 7, at times 8 to 8, at times 8 to 9. And at the end of the day, you're expecting a salary. Every day, you are always in the grind. You're always in the hustle. You're always working around the clock. What we see most often is people who leave their homes. There are quite a number of people who leave their homes as early as 4 a.m., 4:30, 5 a.m. because they want to beat the traffic so that they can get to their job on time. And they return very late at night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, no thanks to traffic. And why are they doing this? Expectedly, there are some that are under payroll or they are on someone's payroll, and they are looking at a situation whereby the business that they are working in and they are earning salaries that they get paid. And as a result, because of that, they have to leave home very early in the morning and return late at night. Most often, they don't want to get sacked. And that's the reason why they are going to work every day. For that person who is a business owner, is expecting that he or she starting out a business and expected to be a business owner. There's a difference between business and business owners. Quite a number of people are unarguably desirous of the life of an entrepreneur. And that actually has gotten to, is the reason why so many people today are doing the things that they are doing. But let's look at it very well. There's a difference between working on the job, working on the business and working in the business. If you are working on a business, it's different between working in the business. If you are working in the business, literally, you are working in a job or you have a job. If every day's decisions have to go by you, through you, you have to see to everything. Irrespective of how much you have in terms of money, you are still employed as a job. Like, better put, you are a manager, not a CEO. Or you're a manager with the appellation of the CEO. If you are working on the business, you are not in the day-to-day running of the business. You actually are just more or less supervising the business from a remote, possibly location, or you are not actually involved in the entire process of the business. Many businesses today do not have systems. The lack of systems is the reason why so many entrepreneurs find it difficult to actually allow someone else to run it. There's always this thing that entrepreneurs oftentimes lie to themselves over, that without them, the business will not go forward. It is true. Without you, your business will not go forward because you have a job. You have started out a business, you are in the grind, you are in the hustle, you are running it day to day. And as you are doing that every day, the business can't run without you because you have a job. And that is the position of a lot of entrepreneurs. A few weeks ago, I was talking with a manager, and while discussing, he opined, he said, quite a number of people have money and they have started businesses, but unknown to them, the businesses that they started has turned into a job. in which they live in the fear that someone's going to wreck their business, going to wreck their enterprises. As a result, they are actually working in the business. They are not working on the business. Like, one main question you can always ask is, are you growing or you are surviving? As long as you are working in the business, 99% of businesses that the owners work in don't actually grow. They are only surviving, because the day-to-day operations have in so many ways given or made the owners of the businesses not to actually be able to follow after the main visions that they have for their businesses. Many businesses don't run systems. They don't run systems. They don't have systems. They don't have organogram. They don't have structures. And how can you be running without structures, without systems? The reason why many enterprises or many entrepreneurs are not growing is because they don't have structures. They don't have business. They don't have a system of operation. They are the only system and the operation the business ever runs. Hence, they hire and fire people at will, or they are always complaining there is not enough drive. Let me give you some instances. Whether it's Walmart, whether it's Sprinkler and Beecham, whether it's Coca-Cola, all these companies have organogram. They have structures. There are people who run it. The people who actually own the businesses don't work in the business. Yeah, you can be a shareholder in the business, but even if you are a member of the board, like so many big banks, the owners actually don't work in the banks. There's always a chairman of the company. There's a president for the business, or a CEO. These people work to actually grow the business. The owners don't mostly work directly in the business. They work on it because the work of the CEO is to look for deals and raise capital, not day-to-day running of the business. The moment you are involved in day-to-day running of the business, you have a job. It is high time entrepreneurs begin to differentiate, or will I say draw a line between what it is that they are doing and what the business is meant to do. Many businesses today have been in existence for years, but there's no sign of growth like it should. Because you have a couple of branches does not mean your business is actually growing. In Nigeria, there is a bank called Access Bank. A few years ago, after so many consolidations, the bank grew by acquiring Diamond Bank. Today, they are in another acquisition drive. They are taking over Standard Chartered Bank. That is growth. The number of branches that will be added to their branches, the bottom line of their revenue, combined revenue of the new bank they are acquiring and their own current revenue, they don't have to start from the scratch of opening a branch, looking for customers. They already have a business with branches, with customers, and it's doing well. And they have decided to take it over. They were buying it over. And as such, that business is growing. Many entrepreneurs, whatever manner of business that you have set up. A few years back, there was this man called Conrad Hilton, who actually had hotels. I have not taken my time to study too much in depth into his hotel organogram. But one thing there is this: it will be a very, very good thing, because I think sometimes back in Nigeria, maybe possibly it could be the same Hilton hotels. They actually bought the Hilton Hotel in Nigeria. The hotel is in existence, and some at times they build, but most often than not, the time it will take you to build a company from scratch could actually be ones that you might not actually live enough or live long enough to enjoy the fruit of it. In the year 2023 and beyond, every entrepreneur that will grow must understand that you must avoid working in the business. Because so many times once you get entangled in working in the business, it will be difficult for you to actually get disentangled by actually having to have people work on the business. And most times, if you ask your children, many children don't want to be like their parents, because all through the time that you should be there for them, you are not. You are there in the grind and the hustle. At the end of the day, your mind is that you're working for the children. You are trying to give them a better life. You are trying to, but these children don't have, you have actually literally have no visible impacts in their lives. And as such, they don't want to raise children to be like you or want to be like you. If you doubt me, ask any child, would you like to be like your grandparents? Let alone would they like to be like you, their father. If they tell you they like to be like you, their father, is just a matter of time. Even so many of us today, the jobs that we work in or that people work in, your children don't want that kind of jobs because you are never there. Yes, you work so hard, you make money. So many people will work so hard, they will not live to spend the money that I have actually worked out for. Because your health have been compromised and health have been lost. At the end of the day, here you are, you're dead, long gone. And someone else will have to spend the money. You need to grapple with, and you need to understand the facts, and you need to know where precisely you are at. Do you have a job? Or do you have a business? Do you have the appellation of the CEO? But you're a manager managing your business. Every business have potentials of growing. They can grow. But if the potential for businesses to grow are very high or is very high. But the question is, the owner of the business, is he allowing the business to grow? 99.9% or 99.9% of business owners don't know that they are the problems of their own businesses. Many times they look for people to blame, look for lack of enthusiasm, lack of drive, and they think being in the saddle of the business or being the pilot of the business is how they're going to actually engineer or grow the businesses. Businesses grow when you actually have a team. When you ask them or when you look at it, who constitutes or what constitutes your team? What kind of people are on your team? How do you what kind of team do you have in place? The moment your team is not right, or like someone says, the moment you are the most knowledgeable on the team, definitely that business will not grow because the team will be waiting on you. It's just like being a member of a mastermind. If in a mastermind you are the most knowledgeable, that mastermind will continue to drain you, and basically you have nothing that you are getting from it. Every business that will grow requires the business owner to understand and be in tune with what it takes to actually grow businesses. Your business will not grow as long as you are in the driver's seat driving it. What if you pass on? What happens to the driver of the business? It goes down. It dies. If your business will not die, then you have to change the way and manner in which you do everything. Many people today have the problems of fears of somebody is going to do them in. Like someone said, if you are paying your people high enough, you wouldn't be expecting them to steal from you. Ordinarily, in many businesses, the management are always the one who gets the best of the businesses. But then there comes the fact that if you, the owner, want the business to grow, you have to put in the management, the right management. You have to give, they will work with the vision. What vision actually is that you have? How are you communicating your vision to your board, to the organization? What training program do you have? Many people have staffs that are not trained. And how do you expect them to give you quality service? You need to understand precisely. Do you have a job or do you have a business? Are you a CEO or you are a CEO in title? You cannot be running the business and expect the businesses to grow. Instead of the business to grow exponentially or to grow in leaps and bounds, you are there saddled with day-to-day operations, day-to-day quarrels, day-to-day upheavals of businesses. How do you expect that business to grow? If you want your business to grow, you must separate and understand which is which. Are you, or do you have a job, or you have a business? Until you are able to separate those two things, your business will not grow like so many. Today, when you look at quite a number of businesses out there, what you have, the large corporations have systems. And as an entrepreneur, many people don't have exit dates. Ego will not let them have exit dates. The fears of their business then will not let them have exit dates. They can hardly go on breaks. How many people today can leave their business for a year, let alone 6 months or 3 months? Because the people they have saddled or they have in their businesses are people who do not have the required capability or capacity to run such organization. And as such, that business will end up having series of problems. As long as you are the one facilitating that business, you have a job. You don't have a business. So, ask yourself, do you have a business or you have a job?